What does Zion Williamson need to improve to become a superstar? Let's find out. Zion Williamson is one of the most highly anticipated rookies since LeBron, and despite early injury issues, he has not disappointed. With out-of-this-world strength, incredible finishing abilities, and high-level instincts, Zion seems primed to be a superstar in this league for years to come. Even in his brief stint in the NBA, Zion has averaged over 23 points per game and creates one of the deadliest young offensive duos in the league with Brandon Ingram. And even with his incredible start, Zion is only 20 years old with a lot of room to grow and seemingly endless potential. Most critics focus on the development of Zion's jump shot, but I actually think he should focus on a different area of his game and can learn from the likes of Giannis Antetokounmpo in doing so. So with all that being said, let's dive into why Zion's passing vision is the most important part of his development as a player. When teams play the Pelicans, they're going to heavily focus their defense on just stopping Zion. That means packing the paint, sending multiple defenders at him, and really trying to collapse the defense on Zion. While developing a reliable jump shot would certainly help Zion because it would expand the defense and give him more space to operate, I want to focus on his passing vision because it is more of an IQ and mental improvement compared to pure basketball skill. Additionally, it's a much less discussed part of Zion's game and I believe a more important one. Let's get into the first clip to explain these points in further detail. In this first clip, we can see the Pelicans taking on the Mavericks, and as Zion gets the ball in the post, he's going to turn to face Maxi Kleber and drive into the paint. Kleber does a great job squaring up to Zion, which stops his momentum, but as we pause right here, let's take a look at the four other Mavs players. As you can see, all the other defenders are turned towards Zion, and they're going to collapse into that paint and really limit the space Zion has to work with. But this collapse also leaves all of the other Pelicans wide open. From this position, it would be difficult for Zion to find a teammate just because he's basically smothered by the defense, but what he could do is anticipate the movement. If, at the onset of his drive, Zion can anticipate the help defense, he could time his pass to find a wide open teammate for three. Additionally, I would love to see Zion be more patient in his drive. He is so athletic that he can basically overpower most of his opponents, but sometimes he just kind of puts his head down and drives in recklessly, which can put him out of position and allow the defense to collapse on him as seen in this clip. And as this clip plays out, we can see Porzingis come in with the help defense and Zion miss a highly contested shot. And this is where I think Zion should really learn from Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I think that the Pelicans as a whole can really replicate the success that the Bucks have had. Both teams have a crazy athletic star, great secondary scoring options, and solid shooters to fill out the perimeter. So when you space out the floor with your shooters, it can give Zion or Giannis a ton of space to operate and really open up that paint. Giannis has really optimized this system because he has the vision to kick the ball out to those shooters when the defense collapses. This action puts the defense in a challenging situation where if you help, Giannis will just kick the ball out for a three, but if you don't help, Giannis will just dominate in the paint. This offense can be countered by pre-rotating the help defense, but it is incredibly difficult to stop. I would love to see Zion and the Pelicans take a similar route. This second clip shows another scenario where Zion needs to improve his passing vision. Here we can see Zion in a similar situation. He's going to receive the ball in the post, face up, and drive into the paint. And as we pause here, you can see Jordan Poole pre-rotate into the paint and literally leave his man in Lonzo Ball to come help on Zion's drive. And as we move forward a little bit more, we can see Lonzo slide into the corner where he's wide open. But Zion doesn't even look up. His head is solely focused on scoring the ball and he completely misses Lonzo. This kind of single-minded mentality allows the defense to send a lot of help, collapse the paint, and it forces a very tough shot out of Zion. A great defensive possession here by Golden State, and this is what you have to do a lot of times against an offensive force like Zion. Don't just let Zion beat you. Collapse the defense, send a lot of help, force Zion to pass the ball and make someone else beat you. Zion's job in these situations is to make the correct pass and just trust his teammates to make the shot. If he does this consistently, he will find himself with more open space to drive as the defense will not be able to help nearly as hard. These examples are big reasons why I believe Zion's passing vision is the key to fulfilling his own potential as well as the potential of the team as a whole. This third clip shows another example of Zion's bull-like mentality and how it can get him into trouble at times. As you can see, Lonzo is taking the ball up the court and throws it ahead to Zion. Zion immediately turns to face Kleber and starts his attack. But if you look at the shot clock, it is very early in the possession and Zion doesn't really read the defense. He just catches the ball, puts his head down, and starts driving. And since Zion is so athletic, this kind of recklessness can sometimes work for him because he just overpowers his opponent. But against a smart defense with a smart coach, this mentality will get you into trouble because they will simply bring help on the drive without much fear for the pass out for a three. And as you can see, Porzingis comes down to help into the paint, which leaves two Pelican shooters open against one defender, But Zion doesn't see this because he is so focused on scoring the ball that he doesn't really read the defense. And as Zion goes up for the shot, he is blocked badly by Porzingis. And this reinforces why I think Zion's vision is the most important aspect of his game for him to improve on. A good shot would definitely help, but if you really want to penalize teams for helping so hard in the paint like this, it all starts with drawing the defense in, reading the defense, and making that pass out for a three. Zion can often have kind of like a bull-like head down and attack mentality, which can often prevent him from finding his open teammates and making the correct pass. As a result, he will sometimes find himself in situations like that last clip. In this next clip, we can see Zion take an even more aggressive approach and have it backfire once again. Another clip against the Mavs, so Zion is getting really aggressive at this point and probably a little frustrated from the heavy help defense. So as you see, Ingram is going to pass to Zion from basically half court extremely early in the shot clock. Zion wants the pass because he's trying to make his move before the help defense can even come, so he's just going to try to go as early as possible and kind of fight fire with fire. However, this strategy ends up backfiring on Zion because, as you can see, all of his Pelican teammates are way out of position because it's so early in the shot clock. As a result, it allows Willie Cauley-Stein to basically run away from his man to help in the paint without fear of Zion passing it out to an open man. Zion again just puts his head down, doesn't read the defense, and gets blocked once again. These clips are great examples of the dangers of a single-minded mentality on offense, and this next clip again shows Zion not reading the rotations and missing an open man. As you can see, the Pelicans are taking on the Thunder, and right when Zion catches the ball, you can see Steven Adams slide into the paint to provide help. Zion goes back to Lonzo, but he should have read that movement by Adams, which can allow him to play a step ahead of the defense. And coming off of the pick and roll, Zion is going to get the ball back and Adams is going to help hard once again, leaving Melli open in the corner. Adams already kind of tipped his hat that he was going to help hard, so this should be a pretty easy read for Zion to make, and at this point he has a great passing lane to find Melli in the corner. But once again, Zion tries to just purely overpower the defense instead of kicking the ball out, which results in a highly contested attempt, and in this case, a turnover. Zion has incredible athleticism and instincts, which makes him a real force on the court, but in order for him to fully utilize his skills, he sometimes needs to just make that simple kick-out pass for a three. Even though this suggests Zion giving up the ball more on offense, it would actually help him in the long run because the defense wouldn't be able to help as hard, which would give Zion much more space to operate. I've talked a little bit about how I want Zion to learn from Giannis, but in this next clip, we can see Zion actually go up against Giannis and get a little overzealous. As Zion gets this ball coming off of the pick and roll, you can see Giannis stepping forward to help on the drive. Zion is a freak of nature, but Giannis is equally so it's not like Zion has a huge advantage in this one-on-one matchup. The quote-unquote smart move would probably be to be patient and either find the open man as a result of the help defense, or at least be patient in looking for a shot. But Zion goes right up and tries to challenge Giannis at the rim, which would probably work against most people, but not Giannis. Giannis plays perfect hands-up defense and forces the missed shot. When Zion is constantly in pure attack mode, it can work against weaker opponents or a poor defensive team, but against guys like Giannis or a smart coach, this mentality can often backfire and lead to turnovers and missed shots, as we've seen. In my opinion, the key to overcoming this challenge is to improve Zion's passing vision and IQ along with his patience. I think a lot of that will come in time naturally as Zion matures as a player, but I also think a lot of that will come from watching film, studying, and looking at different scenarios like we've done in this video. And for our final two clips, let's end on a positive note and take a look at what that Pelicans offense can look like when Zion is making the correct read and kicking that ball out. This clip is actually later in the game from the last clip, and as Zion drives baseline, we can see the Bucks bring help and surround Zion. But instead of forcing his shot, Zion reads the help defense and is going to fire a pass to the corner for a wide open three. Etuan Moore nails the three and makes the most of a great read by Zion. And in this clip, we can see Zion drive into the paint, the defense collapses on him, and at this point, Zion really has three shooters wide open, and as he reads the help defense, finds Lonzo for three, and Lonzo nails it. If you watched my last video, you would know that I am super excited for what the Pelicans have going on. They have loads of young talent, and I think that they can learn a lot from other explosive offenses such as the Lob City Clippers and the Bucks of today. Zion is obviously a huge part of that, and for both Zion and the team to be as successful as they can be, I really think Zion improving as a passer would be a great step in the right direction. And in these clips, when I'm pointing out players' mistakes or areas of improvement, I'm really not just doing it for the sake of it, and I'm not trying to be a hater in any way. I really like watching Zion, along with Lonzo from the last video, and I genuinely want them to succeed and become the best players they can be. And I really feel like the things I pointed out in this video are areas which could really take Zion's game to the next level. So with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and you can subscribe kind of right around here, or watch one of my other videos right around here, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.